Hello, everyone. Welcome to this week's episode of The Week in Betting. I'm your host, Mindy Hahn, and today we are going to be, I guess I have this connection with Dave Bartu. I think he's great. My modeling compared to him, his modeling is like outstanding. I can't wait till this time of the year all the time. I feel like, should I just bring you in?
No,
That was
it's
terrible. I was trying to just, profess my love of your modeling, and I can't get enough of it. That's all.
well, I got a lot of time in my mom's basement to figure this shit out, right?
Right.
So, well, what we're going to talk about today is something new, right? I mean,
Yeah,
I, I,
right.
developed, I developed the EPA years ago, which is what a lot of people are used to, but for everybody tuning in,
To my worst
one of
intro ever. Just
what?
right.
Come on, we're just freewheeling. We're just
Right.
freewheeling,
Right.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It
But
it it it,
we're gonna cover
it,
modeling.
it doesn't need to be a cool intro or anything like that. What needs to be cool is we need to win some bets,
That's right. I mean, that's what we're
right?
here
We,
for,
we,
right?
we need to win some bets. And a couple years ago, you saw the beginning of this modeling of betting the number BTN modeling. And this, for everybody listening, this is a system. It's a system of betting. It's not handicapping. Okay, it is what it does is I take the opening line and I take the line movement and I compare that to historical numbers and I bet the best bets of historical numbers. And so every week I go through the opening lines of every NFL game, every college football game, and I look at the sides and I look at the totals and I try to find trends that are better than 65% winners over the last decade. And so I'm ready when you are. I got my whole list right here. I know we talked about I got all my totals, I got all my sides, but I think this episode we are just going to be doing sides today, NFL sides, and
So
so
kind of what you are, telling me is that you have these smart people in Vegas creating these opening lines. And
Mhm.
then we have all of these sharp bettors out there. We know, right, that go ahead and try to move these lines in a direction that works for them. And so basically, then your modeling is taking a look at those behaviors and finding those, little pieces in there to find those winners, right?
Exactly. We got really smart people, right? That are we got line makers. That's your first group of smart people. And so when the line comes out, then you have the line takers, right?
Yeah.
That's your second group. That's the people that are modeling against the first group of modelers, right?
Right.
So now what we have is we have one really smart group of people that have modeled, and then we have another really smart group of people that have modeled. And over time, those models, like in the NFL, those models don't change very much,
Right.
right?
Right.
Right.
You know, the
And
parent.
so we have time of consistency. But what does change in the NFL is week over week performance. Teams get hot, teams get cold. And I've done the modeling on team performance, and the best moving average is 4 weeks.
Right.
So betting on a spread today may not work in November, may not work in January. The spread that you don't bet today, maybe that trend is great in December as teams change. So we're taking advantage of all of these things. I think the biggest thing people need to understand with Bet the Number is we are looking to bet the close.
Right.
Right? Everybody seems to want to bet the open, which I think is very difficult. And that's smart people doing their way.
Right.
And so this is a model that is trying to take advantage of the close. So when I'm talking about betting something, I'm talking about betting the movement between the open and the close of the line. So,
All right.
so that's what we're talking about here. And we got a game tonight. We got a game
Yeah,
that's
so
going to
we can
close
get into
pretty
it.
soon. We got Detroit and Kansas City.
Right. So right now, I mean, it looks like this one opened at 6.5, right? now
Yep.
sitting at Kansas City about -4.5. So there has been some volatility, of course.
Yep.
Some of that could be, due to Travis Kelce, but other than that, it could be the resurgence of this Lions team from last season. So let us know what you got.
Right. Who knows what the hell it is? What do we know though? We know that this opened at 6.5. We know that the line moved down in favor of Detroit down to -4.5. So that's our movement right there. So in the last 12 years, in the 4-week window that we like to focus on, so in the last 12 years, there has been 19 events of opening at -6.5 home favorite and dropping to close at a lower number. That home team, whatever number it closes at, whether it's 6, 5.5, 4, whatever, if it drops and closes, whatever number that is, I'm taking Kansas City. The home team has covered 13 of the last 19, opens at -6.5, and drop and a close at a smaller number. So our first bet of the year is going to be Kansas City minus whatever the hell the close is. That's what I'm taking.
Right. Awesome. So we'll get into some Sunday games here. I think the next one up, we're looking at Carolina Panthers versus the Atlanta Falcons. This one here looks like open 3.5, still sitting right there at -3.5. You have, I don't know, how is this going to work out? We got some new quarterbacks here, new personnel. Of course, we don't care, right? We're worried about the
No, I really don't. But here's what we have: is we have no line movement. And that is pretty uncommon. So what I'm anticipating, so right now it opened at -3.5 Atlanta. It's currently -3.5 Atlanta. If it closes -3.5, nothing. I'm doing nothing with this. But what I am watching for is a drop to -3 or -2.5, even -2. If it closes under -3.5, the home team has covered this 24 of the last 31 in the first 4 weeks of September. Sample. Right. So right now there's no bet. Right. As of this second, if it closed right now, I'm walking away. But come Sunday morning, right near kickoff, if this is down to 3, 2.5, I am absolutely taking Atlanta and leaving the points in that one.
All right. So I'm going to mark it down on my to watch list, Atlanta. All right. Watch list. All right. Then another real good one, right? It's Joe Burrow. We know he has problems with this Browns team. I don't know what the deal is, why Joey Burrow can't get a win versus the Browns. But we still have the Bengals. Where were they at here? They opened at -2.5, and geez, looks like they're also sitting at -2.5 here right now.
This is phenomenal. This is actually -2.5. Road favorite in the first 3 weeks of the NFL season is pretty uncommon. It doesn't happen very much. And in fact, in the first 5 weeks, it doesn't happen very much. But when it does happen, the home team covers this 80% of the time.
So it's not looking good.
I don't care which way it goes. If it goes up to +3, if it goes down to +2, if it closes at +2.5, a +2.5 home team dog open in the first 3 weeks of the season has covered it 80% of the time in the last 12 years. And in the 5-week window, it's still at 70%. So this is a hot number right now. Okay. I'm betting Cleveland plus the closing number. So
which really matches with just historical trends just in general, right? If we just take a look at,
right.
Other things, personnel, whichever.
And that's cool. That's cool.
When it all kind of gels together.
Right. I don't that's what makes a system easier for me, is because I don't have to think about that stuff. Right? Who's hurt, who's not hurt. It's all baked into the lines, right? It's all in there. Everybody knows these things. So we're just playing lines and not trying to think about all that extraneous stuff that messes with the sports bettor's brain, right? We start overthinking a bet. When you start gambling on your sports betting system, that's where you get in trouble.
Right. Don't bet on your sports betting, right? Is that how
Right.
it
Don't
goes?
gamble with your sports
Don't
betting. If
gamble
you're
on
going
your
to go
sports betting.
system, if you're going to go system,
Play your
stick to
system.
the system until you find a better one.
All right. The next one up here, it looks like we got Houston versus Baltimore, right? We got
Yeah. This is a pretty uncommon. We're talking open home favorite -9.5. That is not a common number. In fact, in the last 12 years, in the first 5 weeks of the season, it's only happened 17 times.
really
So this is not a very common open. So we have a small sample size here. But even with those 17 events and a move up, so it started at -9.5, it moved up to 10. If it closes at a higher number than the -9.5, the road team is 12-5 covering that move. So I don't have it as a best bet simply because the sample size, the number of events that has happened in the last decade in the NFL is very small.
right.
But the lean. So if you're out there listening and you're like, man, my model has Houston covering this. This is something that backs that up. This is a lean of confidence if you're on Houston plus the points in week 1.
Okay. So that's another one on our to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, in Houston, we know historically, they are ones that they do tend to cover the spread here, often. All
Yep.
right, next up, we got those pesky Jaguars, right? I think I might take them in my dynasty league versus the Colts. It's like historically the Colts are terrible week 1 here, but it looks like it opened at -4, maybe sitting at about -5 here right now. What's your take on this one?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Almost nothing. Now I will bet against you on that though. Okay, because
Yes.
a -4 road chalk in the NFL in the first 3 weeks of the season, it's only happened twice in 12 years.
Oh, really?
Twice. Okay. So this is a rare event. Now, in the 2 times that it opened at -4 in favor of the road team and moved to a bigger number, right now it's -5. The home team is 2-0. Now, you want to talk about a shitty small sample size?
Two.
2 is going to do it, right?
Right.
But yeah, that is where we're at with that one. There's just not enough to bet on that one right now.
So maybe I shouldn't take Jacksonville in my dynasty, huh? If we're
You
saying,
can,
huh?
you can. I think there's better bets, but you can, remember that's to cover, not to win. So
Yeah. Right. 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 All
I
right.
would get a bigger sample size. There's a couple of them down the list here that are a little bit stronger.
All right. Let's try another one here. Tampa Bay and Minnesota. Resurgence of what? Baker Mayfield. And how is Kirk Cousins going to be? I know you guys out there watching. I'm always on Kirk Cousins here. The guy can throw for 500 or throw 5 interceptions. I don't ever know which one it's going to be. What's your
Yeah,
take?
we don't have a move on this line. It's -6. It
Minus
opened
6.
-6. It's sitting at -6. So there's nothing there. So what we're looking for is a move. What are we looking for? We got to open and
Looks like what you had maybe was a little
we're
bit of
looking for a road. We're looking for a road cover on this. So opening at -6. If it moves off of -6 into -6.5 or more, so Tampa Bay gains points. The road dog is 14-4 off of a -6 home favorite open and move to a bigger number. So right now we got nothing. We're not on anything. Keep an eye on this line. If it hits +6.5, +7 at close, that might be a green light. Still a small sample size, 18 events in 10 years, but it might be a green light to go with Tampa Bay and the points. The numbers lean that way hard right now.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to find out what happens with that receiving core there in Tampa Bay. All right, next. Tennessee Titans versus the New Orleans Saints. I got folks out here. They're giving us our picks on the Chiefs and such. So you could definitely go ahead and give us your picks. I know we got folks out here that are watching that are Tennessee fans. But this one open here, it's a minus 3.5, and currently sitting at like minus 3 here for Tennessee and New Orleans.
Right, we got a strong lean on the road cover here. As long as the close is 2 or less, and I know that sounds funny, but if it moves down, we are looking at 3-week window is 59%, 71% on the 5-week. We got a pretty strong lean on this one. At Tennessee currently at +3. So it opened at -3.5 and it dropped. And in the 3-week window, the road team has covered this one 71% if the close is 3 or less. And I know that sounds weird, right? It's like I get less points, but it covers more. What it's telling us is the smart people are taking advantage of a line, and we're actually tailing those results. So right now we're on Tennessee +3. If it goes up to +3.5, +4, totally off of it. If it closes at 3 or even +2.5, we're on the road cover in that football game.
So we got possibly a pretty big play there, depending on how things go for Sunday. And then I think this is
Mindy, let me skip ahead. I'm going to try to hit one more. I'm coming up on a hard close right now. I got something going on, so I got to jump on it. So
my goodness. All right.
The Sunday night game, I want to get this one in. Dallas -3.5. Dallas -3.5. The road on this it opened at -3.5. That is a critical number. In the NFL in the first 3 weeks of the season, road teams that open as a 3.5-point favorite, they have covered 11 of the last 14 in weeks 1 through 3. And they've covered 14 of 20 in the first 5 weeks. So I don't care where that number goes. If it goes up to -4, if it goes down to -3, it doesn't matter. That open in the first 3 weeks, -3.5, that is a hit. I've already placed that bet. I'm on Dallas -3.5 at the Giants.
All right, you guys. There you have it. You heard it here from Dave Bartu, one of the, data analysts here for EPA Sports. You can definitely go ahead and take a look at everything that, there is to offer for patreon.com, EPA Sports. You get WNBA, Major League Baseball, NFL, and of course, college football. He's going to go ahead and put that out there. Right now, you can go ahead and take a look at the last couple posts. They're totally free right now. You can just go ahead and take a look and see if that's some information that will work for you in the future. Well, Dave, we'll see you, maybe tomorrow? Thanks for spending some time with us.
Yep. Well, we will. How about tomorrow? How about tomorrow we do college football sides?
Oh my goodness, that sounds.
We will do college football sides. I have in my BTN and my bet the number notes. I have 27 sides and totals. And if anybody wants to get all the totals on the NFL and all the college football right now, patreon.com/EPA Sports.
Get it.
It's $1 per league. $1 for college football, $1 for the NFL. And let me tell you something, there is a lot of cool information in there that will win you some games.
That's right. And that's what I've done all along. I have my modeling. Then I've compared it to Dave's, and I have increased my winnings threefold. So I say it is a definite thing that you should get with Dave and EPA Sports. Thanks, Dave. I'll let you go.
Thank you. Talk to you again soon. Gotta go.
All right, there you have it. So, hey, we'll just plan on tomorrow, same time, 3 p.m. Central. It looks like Dave has some more info for us. We can go over those picks. Again, it's always hard at the beginning of the season, to kind of know what's going to happen, right? We can all just kind of guess and see how's coaching going to be, how's personnel, but we don't know until they play the game. For me, it's always hard to set my fantasy lineup. I'm still kind of stewing over whether or not I should play this running back for the Denver Broncos. We'll see how it goes. All right, folks, we'll see you guys later. Have a good day. Bye-bye.